like, it's pretty easy. You don't want this to be there forever. Every day a chronic symptom is present, it's one step closer to permanent, and nobody wants that. You don't want to be waking up with this in 30 years. See what I mean? It's a downward spiral, and it kind of is a dismal portrayal. Now, box 7, this is what you do, right? This might be the longest box in the whole thing. These aren't all equal boxes. Some are faster, some are slower. But here's where we put your signature system, like the F3 model, right? This is where you visibly show them or tell them how you're going to facilitate their journey back to health, right? This is the visual journey. This is how we're going to get you back going. 8 is validation through a case study, a case story. And then finally, your call to action. Hey, by the way, can we say thank you to Dr. Bruin and their whole team for making all the check-ins and everything going really well. People are kind of moving out and moving out. We're trying to say thank you. I know, some of you had to help Tom with his tech this weekend, but it's all good. So, and then box number 9 is, here's what you do next. It's just a call to action. So everyone good? So let's say we're giving a talk on headaches. This is how fast this can go, right? Today we're talking about headaches. This is why we're talking about it. They're the number one reasons why people miss work. But it doesn't have to be that way. Right? The reason it's important now is because every day you wake up with a headache, it drains moments out of your life, and those moments add up, and nobody wants that. You see, when you wake up and you're exhausted, now we're in box 2, right? When you wake up and you're exhausted, you can't keep your head on straight, you're unproductive, and you just know that after everything you've tried, it may never actually work out. That's your fear, right? What do we want instead? We want to wake up with energy. We want to be excited about our day. And we finally want this to go away. So you see, you're not supposed to have headaches. What's supposed to happen is to go through normal anatomy. They stand up straight to gravity. They have the proper curves in their neck. You can move freely left to right and come back to a normal standing position, free of residual tension. Right? Freedom of movement is what we really want. So why do some people have headaches and not? Well, this is how it happens. And then I go through like an injury pattern. If you get hurt and the soft tissue changes and causes a restriction on the left side of your neck, you can understand that just sitting like this for 20 minutes will give you pain. But what if it's like this for years? What if it's like this and you never even thought it was, because when you got up off that ski hill, you thought you just stretched to the other side and you were fine. But you never actually got the proper exam. See, that's how this happens. And over time, it just gets more and more permanent. You see what I mean? So that's box 5. But where does it end up if you don't fix it? Dismal, 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 dismal. Box 6. So let me show you how we get it turned around. In our approach, we come at it from multiple angles using an F3 model: form, function, and fuel. Form is how your body is built. Function is how your body moves. The fuel is anything that goes into the body from the outside. Could be food, could be exercise, could be stress, could be sleep. Anything we put into the body from the outside is fuel that allows that machine to work. Everyone kind of get it? So what I'm doing is I'm walking them back how we're going to get better. And then I go, now, let me show you why this approach works so well. I'm going to tell you about Angela. Angela was da-da-da-da-da. And I tell the case study. She was like this. This happened to her. She got beat up. She tried to do this and it failed. And then we finally found this. Instead of layering on more care, just doing more of the same stuff that wasn't working, we took a deep breath, we took a step back, and we looked at it from a different perspective. You see, now I just replaced it. All we had to do was balance our F3 model. Make sure we had freedom of movement. Make sure we had the right fuel going into the body. And then we had to remove the subluxation so that right? Because gravity never stops. Pollution never stops. Having to get in and out of a car is never going to stop. Your body can either adapt to the stress you put upon it or it breaks down. Can I get it? Yeah. There's that case study. So now, I'm not sure why you're here. Some of you just came out with information. Some of you actually have this problem. Some of you just know someone you care about with this problem. So what's the next step? the next step isn't always a big therapy program, but it is always a proper exam that can see where you are in the weight and the stress you put on you. That's where we have to start. That's what worked for Angela. That's what worked for Mary and Bob and Steve and Chris and all of these folks who used to belong to the headache club. I don't want you in the headache club. I want you to belong to a different club. I want you to be a flag-carrying member of the used to have headache club. See what I mean? That's where we're going. So, Greg, raise your hand. That's Greg. Everyone say hi, Greg.
Hi, Greg.
Greg. What I'm gonna ask is Greg is gonna come around. He's just gonna ask, when would be a good time for you and I to have conversations? It could be a 15-minute conversation on Tuesday, it could be on Friday, whatever works in your schedule. If you're not ready to take a step to figure out exactly how to turn your life back into a healthy, happy, pain-free life, that's okay. Just tell Greg you don't have time this week. He'll give you a card and you can call us in the future. But if you're ready, we will get on the phone, one of the team of doctors that I put together just to help people get back to the health that they should have, to get back what they lost. We'll do that for you this week, absolutely free. That's $200 off of our normal consultation fees, but it's that important. Headaches are that a big deal, and they impact your life that much. All right, so Greg, would you please do that now? And I just sit here and answer questions while Katie or Greg walks around and schedules a bunch of patients. Got it? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's do KPIs.